Hello, and welcome to the Bel-E and Scratch podcast. I'm your host, Bel-E.
And I am your co-host, Scratch.
And today, I am going to show you that I can be petty.
Petty?
Yes.
Petty.
Petty.
It's a color on the rainbow, isn't it?
No, it's a feeling or action one would take steps to become or to be petty.
Oh, the process.
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, I think ultimately, we're all capable
Of being petty?
Oh, sure.
No, I understand that.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll take that now.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, basically, now, mind you, for legal reasons, I don't mention many of the places where I work, or have worked, in this case.
Right.
But, and I'm not going to mention the name of this place. The place that gave me the anxiety and the slight eating disorder, which I'm not even sure how the hell to process that. I'm just like, how does an entire month just completely turn your mental state upside down? But stuff happens, I guess.
Might be why they have that completely holistic theme.
How so?
Well, I don't know if it was a chaotic theme.
No.
I wonder if that would gel any different. Yeah, I mean, you just don't expect that type of chaos in a place like that.
Yeah, it's a massage parlor, and here's the thing: I can handle chaos.
I don't know. Was there a massage salon? I don't know. There's such a negative connotation with that sort of thing.
What, with chaos or massage parlors?
Massage parlors.
Yeah, I know the whole.
I mean, I guess technically it is.
Yeah, I get it.
It's not really a spa.
Yeah, I mean, the place I worked, it was definitely a massage parlor with some, like, facial stuff in it. It's not a spa where they're doing the massage, and they're doing the facial, and they're doing the exfoliation, and they're doing your nails and your toes.
They're beating you with plants.
They're beating you with plants. That whole thing, that wasn't the place where I worked. Now, I want to go to the place where they're, like, beating you with the plants, like the eucalyptus plants or whatever the fuck they're doing, the saunas and the mud pool things. I want to go there. Does it work? I don't fucking know.
Who doesn't want to get beat with a plant-based apparatus?
I know several people who do.
We're sure taking it on the chin in the media right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I gotta say one more plant-based thing.
Yeah,
Good God.
That's just the thing right now. And here's the thing: I'm not even mad,
right?
Because there are some plant-based whatevers that I'm okay with. This whole bullshit with the straws. It's like, okay, we can have paper straws. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, I don't care. Hey, get rid of them entirely. I don't.
Yeah, because it's plastic.
And I don't need a straw.
Yeah, I mean, you and I, we're not fond of plastic. We've already made that abundantly clear. But
absolutely.
Stuff like the Impossible Burger, where it is a plant-based, what the fuck?
I'm just interested in the process. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Is like, how, like, I already know they're not using real meat in the normal burgers.
Right.
Oh, so what the fuck is the Impossible Burger?
I'm just saying, I mean, what's the process that creates
I don't know. Because here's the thing. If they said it was like a black bean burger, like just black bean, I'd be like, cool. It's black beans. Yeah. I've had black bean burgers. They're good.
They are.
They ain't meat, but, that's the point. But so far, I don't know what the Impossible Burger is made of other than plant-based matter and estrogen.
Plant-based matter and estrogen.
Yeah.
There's probably some soy in there, too.
Yeah, that's where the estrogen's coming from.
But
my problems with soy and large amounts of estrogen notwithstanding.
Well, see, I always flash back to the. See, I grew up when margarine came in and pushed butter out because it was so healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, and it was. I mean, it was. When to look back on it now, it was just a barrage. I mean, it was one salvo after another.
Honestly, I've kind of come to the conclusion that
take butter out.
Yeah, take down big butter.
Big butter.
I don't fucking know. I've kind of come to the conclusion that if something basically requires, in order for something to gain popularity as the quote-unquote better alternative,
right,
and it has to berate, stalk you, punish you for not engaging in it, it's probably not the best alternative. It's like the whole thing of, like, I could be a vegetarian.
Sure.
I'm never going to be a vegan.
No.
Because the culture, for some reason, has just become so toxic.
Yeah.
And dysfunctional. Because I know a vegan who she's a vegan through and through. There's like nothing you can do,
Right.
Like she's gotten to the point where she can't physically her body will physically reject animal whatevers.
Right.
Butter, egg, meat. She can't even drink alcohol anymore.
Right.
Unless it's vodka, straight vodka or straight tequila.
Okay.
Because her body just completely rejected so many of the things that are normal for you and I, but it's not normal for her anymore.
Right.
But her thing is like, hey, you're not vegan, and that's okay.
Right. Right. Well, here's the thing. Whatever it is you're engaging in, whatever your belief system is.
Correct.
If it is, there's a difference between it works, because people say, well, it works for me.
Yes.
Well, and that's cool.
Uh-huh.
I don't have issues with that.
Oh, of course.
But don't try to strong arm me into accepting the choices that you make.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's when you've kind of crossed a line.
And if what you're engaged in is so spectacular,
then why are you having to beat me over the head in order to do it?
Then people around you will adopt it because they'll see the benefit of it.
Yeah.
That's what witnessing is.
Yeah, correct.
We'll live it, and
people will follow. Yeah, there's a difference between, witnessing and, the Spanish Inquisition.
Well, there should be.
Yeah, there's a difference.
So
no one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No one expects.
But that's the biggest difference. If you have to go straight up Spanish Inquisition with whatever you're pushing,
right?
Hey, maybe it's not the best choice.
And then guess what?
Or your the way you're going at it is wrong.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And think of it like this. What type of definition do you want to be known by in the future? It's like we sit here and talk about, don't Spanish Inquisition me. Do you,
yes.
do you want to be, don't 21st century vegan me? Bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you want that kind of reputation? I mean, if it works, it works. If it's fine.
Yeah, if you're having to resort to propaganda, fear tactics, scare tactics, demonize
their side,
then it's like... And it's like, either what you're selling is not worth the hype, so you're having to do this smear campaign, or you have the absolute wrong mental frame of work in order to push whatever you're trying to push.
I mean, it's an ego thing,
It has to be.
It has to be. It's a personal ego thing. It doesn't have anything to do with health.
No.
Once you cross over into the strong-arming tactics...
Yeah, anything after that is like, it's just self-serving.
It's just self-serving. It is. Yeah,
it's the whole thing with, one of the biggest issues I have with big organized religion, you specifically will hear me talk about the American evangelical T-posing religion, because that's what I know.
Yeah.
And the Catholic Church, but that's entirely different reasons.
Yes.
Anyway, basically at some point I had realized, now throughout high school I had, gone through, numerous churches in the area, because you can throw a fucking rock and hit one in any given direction. And at some point I just kind of realized that not only did none of them work,
right,
but also I just realized at some point they seem to care more about getting people in the building at a specific time, at a specific place, versus actually trying to help somebody.
Well,
and that's the thing I have an issue with, because that is self-serving. That is not God, the universe, however you choose to call it.
Right.
That's you.
That's you.
As whoever the leader of this church, mosque, synagogue is. Again, my only experience is with the T-posing religion, so if I'm talking to my ass for the others, then sorry.
When people make these choices with their life, in this case, dietary choices,
Yeah, in this particular case, dietary choices.
They engage in the same type of, canvassing everyone.
Trying to size them up to see if you can convert
and
them.
those that are ready will, cross over, and those that are not won't, and there's some that will never.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah,
regardless.
you have to. Yeah, sometimes stuff like that, you have to treat it like they teach lifeguards on the beach and in the pool, especially the beach, where if you see someone drowning and they're struggling so hard that they're going to pull you under, you have to let them go.
Yeah.
And that is a very hard thing to do.
It is a very hard thing to do.
You know this better than me.
It is an absolute dynamic of human nature that I don't understand completely.
Yes.
But I've seen it enough times to know that it exists.
Yes, Mr. ER Man, you understand that dynamic far better than me.
So,
I only know it on like a minimal scale. I'm not gonna go TMI into this because I know it's gonna bite me in the... Oh, excuse me. Sorry, drinking soda. Because I know it's gonna bite me in the ass later if I just spill all the dirty laundry on air.
Right.
Due to reasons, I have come across the and I'm still trying to research into this because there has to be a source or some kind of, I don't know, Carl Jung book that says, okay, this is what this is.
Right.
This is what causes it. And this is how you could probably fix it. Or at least be aware of it.
Sure.
My whole life, I personally have, people who've had various forms of physical handicaps, mental handicaps, or any sort of issue, quote-unquote issue, mostly medical, have been drawn to me.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
People in wheelchairs, people on crutches. I don't say this to be like, I'm a cripple magnet. No.
People can sense a spirit of care in someone.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it usually never bugged me. I typically personally try to stay away from people who are like severely mentally handicapped because I don't have the training or authority to handle that sort of situation.
Sure.
But if they're like mentally sound and they're just, spiritually or physically murphed up in some way, shape, or form, that's something I can kind of go at. Because I can rationalize with the human in their head.
Right.
And most of my personal relationships have seemed to have incorporated this aspect into it.
Or maybe it's just something that everybody runs into.
I don't know, probably.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. One guy I dated, he was an amputee. Another guy I dated, he was a soldier, had actual post-traumatic stress disorder. But I've just noticed this whole thing of this person is quote-unquote broken in some way. Can I fix it or at least care for them? And at the end of the road, I've had to let them go because for various reasons they were struggling. They were quote-unquote struggling too hard for me to quote-unquote save.
Right.
I'm not saying I have a savior's complex. I just keep finding these people.
Maybe a good way to look at it is you're not completely thrown off by certain aspects of people.
Mm-mm.
So what it might do is it might be something that the other people it may just scare off quickly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't you don't scare off
No.
when that type of thing raises its head.
No.
Could be that simple.
Probably.
You know.
Because I was fascinated with the physiology of the amputee and, how the nerves and soft tissue is still there, but all the hard stuff is gone. And I was fascinated by that because I was just like, how the fuck? You can still feel it like everything's there. And I would just poke them in the stump to see where it would hit on the foot, quote unquote.
Really?
Yes, because I was like, hey, how does this work? Hey, it helps.
That's a parlor game right there.
Yeah, it's basically a parlor game at that point.
Left toe.
Yep. And the soldier, he would tell me the things he had to do, in the Iran-Afghan war that, he basically had to do to survive. And I never thought he was a monster. I never thought that any less of him. 'Cause he was in the fucking desert with the camel spiders that could eat a fucking bird.
Catch and eat.
I actually
bird.
asked him if camel spiders were real and they weren't propaganda. He told me they're real. And I was like, what the fuck, man?
Bird killing spiders.
Yeah, bird killing spider. That's some Australia shit right there. And it's in the fucking Middle East. Are you kidding me?
Oh. Well, you should have said.
Yeah.
Freaking desert and no water and, blistering heat. No, that's not enough.
And then, no. We have to have fucking spiders that can eat fucking small animals like it's Australia up in this bitch.
This wasn't in the brochure.
Uh-huh. Here's the thing. Australia makes sense because there are at least cloisters of, obviously there's a large desert, the outback or whatever. There's obviously clusters of, plants and ecology.
Yes.
And so stuff like that can, either be created or evolve naturally, whatever you choose to believe. How the fuck is there a spider in the desert that can eat things like that?
Bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Sand dragon.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was trying to ask you questions like, okay, there has to be an animal out in the Middle East that you have never heard of before you went there, like a land shark. A fucking shark that swims through the sand.
Sure.
Just dives on up out of the sand like it's fucking Jaws of the land.
Sharknado
up in this bitch. Shark spider up in this bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, it's like, what's the one thing that they couldn't spin as propaganda? Like, if they let out as news that this thing existed, it would cause mass chaos in the streets. So far, it was just the camel spiders. But anyway.
That's bad enough.
Yeah, so, that's just something I've noticed about me personally.
Make me change my ticket.
Oh, I wouldn't go out to the Middle East if you had a gun on me.
No.
Israel's probably it. And even then, I don't want to go.
I want to get there by boat. I don't want to be on a plane.
Correct. And I want at least 10 people with me. At minimum of 10 people.
Yeah.
There's at least 5 bodyguards and several people of great importance. So if anything fucks with the group, there's gonna be somebody on the other end that's gonna be like, hey, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, So that's just kind of what I've noticed.
It does seem kind of chaotic out there.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay. Sorry, just test it. Just make sure it still works. But
It was
anyway.
like a dip in something.
I don't know. Maybe the listeners can hear it. Maybe they can't. I don't know. I'm hoping it's just us.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern is please let it just be us. That's just having to tool around with the damn switchboard over there.
Yeah.
When we get like big enough to where we can hire someone else to deal with that shit, I will be so happy.
That'll be nice.
Oh yeah.
That'll be nice.
Just someone to set it up and just be like, hey, call me if there's any issues.
That's right. I'll be mailing it in.
Uh-huh.
Woo!
Yeah, and here's the thing. You and I are not gonna fuck with it. Like, they'll set it up perfectly, and then you and I are never going to touch it again. We might dust it. That's it.
I'll be dusting the chair I'm sitting in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the podcast, I mentioned how petty I could be.
Massage parlors.
Yeah, the massage parlor. That fundamentally broke my brain. Seriously, it is like night and day for me right now. So, what I did was, now mind you, if it gets brought up in conversation with the people who still work at the massage parlor, I will, tell them. I doubt it.
Was it more of a, well, that's the whole thing. I mean, is it more of a staffing thing?
Well, here's the thing.
In the environment.
I think it was more of a combination of the environment and the administration.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, there's some kind of something in that building. And I actually told the story of what happened to, I'm trying to form a new D&D group. We're using the Wild Mount book that just came out. It's the Critical Role. I know you don't know what that is, but...
Nope.
And here's the thing, I've heard of Critical Role. I have not seen one single episode. I've seen the memes of Matt Mercer being a jackass and all that stuff. But Critical Role episode, I have never seen it. I prefer Dimension 20. I love Brandon. He is my favorite DM because he gives 0 fucks.
Hallelujah.
Yes, and that's my favorite type of DM. If it sounds plausible and cool, he's gonna let you roll it. None of this whole, oh, hey, that's dumb, or that's not in the rule book. No. Brandon Lee Mulligan is like, no, fuck you. We're doing this.
Take a shot.
Yes. Because if you fail, then that's on you. Anyway.
Yeah, sure.
So I told her the story, and she's more into that whole, psychic esper thing than I am.
Right.
Like, I think there's some science and something behind it, but as far as what it is, I'm not 100% sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm kind of
like something too. I know something like that's there, but I don't know how far I want to take it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, can we actually develop the ability for telekinesis and precognition and, the astral realm and it like that?
Well...
Or is it just this minimal thing that's like a flavor to being a human being? Does that make sense?
I'm definitely down with the precognition.
Yes.
Because I've had quite a past of it as a child.
Me too.
But actually, moving.
Basically,
physical objects.
Yeah, that one I'm not too sure about.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Is it within the realm of possibilities?
I think so. You mostly see it with people who study that Zen Buddhism,
right?
Shaolin monastery type stuff.
Well, it's kind of like that.
That tantric Hinduism stuff. You've seen that. I've seen that with doing that.
It's about this projection of energy.
Correct. And, all things are made of energy. Science has proven that. And it's just a manipulation of energy.
Sure.
But that's kind of what I mean. Like, how far do we take it? Do we, basically, do we have the ability to widespread harness it? Like, every person on the planet can, with the right training and mentality.
Is it something that, is
it teachable?
Is it an ability we all innately possess?
Correct. That's what I'm getting at.
And we just need to awaken it and harness it.
That's what I'm getting at. Right. Does that make more sense?
Yes.
Yes. I believe it's there, but I don't know how far we can take it.
Right. Right.
Because obviously there's obviously like the Uri Gellers and there's always the amazing Randy and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, there's...
But as far as stuff that has actually been proven by science, like everything is made of energy, in some form or fashion, can we harness it?
I mean, if we can manipulate people with words...
How can we, how could we not manipulate energy with what we're given?
Right.
So, anyway...
So, yeah.
Weirdly, wait, I'm trying to get back to what I was really talking about. Oh, okay.
Petty.
Yeah, petty, hey, man, that dog, he's always on something. Anyway,
Petty.
so, I basically booked a massage at a competing massage parlor just because I'm petty.
Boo.
Hey, I will never.
You don't want to go back there anyway.
I don't want to go back there anyway because there's something wrong with that building.
And you're not sure if you want to, give your money to a business you're not really comfortable with.
True. Like, seriously, it has to be, the administration I have a huge problem with. I've already said that my friend who completely misread the situation and, she spoke to me as a boss rather than a friend.
Yeah.
And because of things that have happened in the past couple of days, I'm not 100% comfortable going back and talking to her right now. Maybe in a month, 2 months.
Maybe.
I might try to reconnect, see how things are doing. Because I'm on the fence about her, to be honest. Whether or not she's a good friend or she's just some crazy bitch. So I've decided I'm just gonna take any masseuse facial things to the other place.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more expensive, but that's fine. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm about to go into a job to where I can do all that.
Correct.
So.
Yeah, I mean, petty.
I voted with my wallet is what I did.
And that's your right.
Yeah, that's my right.
So,
Look, I'm just saying that if there is a business that is willing to throw an untrained, unvetted new person into an 8-hour shift with virtually no lifeline, you don't deserve my money. Because that can count as mistreatment of staff.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not 100%. I'm not saying that I want this massage parlor to fail per se, but it definitely, in terms of like the management positions, it needs to be gutted and start from the ground up.
Probably.
Like, it needs to be shut down for at least 4 to 6 months.
Right.
And they need to hire new people in management positions and just completely gut the place out again.
Okay.
Also get a priest.
You mean like a massage parlor chaplain?
No. They don't need to hire a priest. They need to get some kind of Catholic priest into that building and clear whatever the fuck is there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know.
You mean
yeah.
Need to sage that place.
Yeah, that place needs to be saged. It needs an exorcism. It needs to be blessed.
Exorcism.
Yeah.
There's a poltergeist in there.
I don't know. There actually might be something in there. That chick I mentioned earlier about, she was way more into that whole, spiritual stuff than I was.
Yeah.
Well, like the Esper side of it.
Right.
When I described to her what had happened, how everyone was affected, including people who were, like non-empaths or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Like, everyone across the board was affected, but they were all affected in different ways.
Right.
Like, one massage therapist, she just had these horrible migraines.
Really?
Another massage therapist, she was a married lesbian.
All right.
And although she had no problems with me or other female members, she had no chill with male staff.
Really?
Yes. And she did that across the board, and even some of her clients, unless they tipped her well.
Right.
So, and stuff like that, I would have chalked it up like, oh, she's just angry at guys, because that happens a lot.
Yes.
But it affected, like I said, it affected everyone across the board in slightly different variants. And this person, I was telling her this story. She said it may not actually be negative energy. It may be some kind of presence of an entity.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I'm not saying you're wrong, But I'm not saying you're right, but I'm also not saying you're wrong.
Now, did anybody express to you how long this funk had been going on, or was it relatively recent?
The only person who gave me a sort of clarification as to what was going on, there was a woman there. She had attempted to train me, and she is a good person. She can be a little absent-minded, but she was a good person.
Sure.
She had worked for the branch, not this particular branch of this horrible building, but just the company in general for 7 years.
Right.
She had been bounced around from different parlors here and there, you see.
Right.
And she doesn't like working at the location I worked at.
Uh-huh.
You know? And she's been to multiple different branches under the exact same business name, different counties, different buildings. But that particular location, she did not want to be there.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to listen to that.
I
Pay attention
did.
to it.
Yeah, I did. Like when she told, like, I should have known immediately something was up when the last place she worked for was massage parlor that was actually inside of the nearby city.
Right.
And at that job, it flooded from like the roof down because it was part of an apartment complex and someone like left their tub running or something.
Yeah.
Pipes would burst, homeless people would come in and just like fistful of dirty money just demanding massages, and she would have to refuse service because they were dirty and had soiled pants, and she wasn't going to make a massage therapist deal with that.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Right.
She disliked the location I worked at even more than that place.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That should have clued me into it, but nope.
Well, you learn these things.
Oh, I do. I have learned a lot. And I have learned that they can fucking have that building.
Yeah.
Because I don't even want to go into the neighboring stores.
Right.
Like there's a sports store at the other end of that particular strip mall. I have no problems with that place. And I'm like, why do I not have problems with stuff on either end, like outside of that store?
Well, maybe.
But the massage parlor, no.
Maybe you're just too receptive to that type of vibe, and that's what ultimately that's how something that might be an inconvenience to one person became an overwhelming issue with you.
I don't know.
You're a little more open to that sort of
sure
thing.
You know, like an idiot, I tried to ignore whatever the problem was because I don't know how to fix it, and I don't know how to protect myself against it.
Right.
You know, this is why people who are like into crystals and shit, you know, they're like, have this rock. The fuck is a rock gonna do? The only thing I do with rocks that people have given me, I have a bag in my room of rocks that people have given me for various reasons. I just put them in a white bag and I just jingle them because it sounds like, because the clicking sounds just run endorphins in my brain. It's
People
like
have
an
given you
ASMR.
rocks?
Yes.
All right.
And I'm like, you know what? Sure, they're shiny. I like rocks.
Sure.
I said I liked rocks, and then people were like, have rock. It's like, this
I
is...
brought you a rock.
Yeah, it's like, this is black tourmaline, it's for grounding and protection. This is rose quartz, it's for love. And this is citrine and amethyst with clear quartz in it. It's like...
Well, they're bringing you pieces of their altar or
I don't fucking know. And it's multiple different people, too.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
It's not the one person that I could construe as like, I think they like me because they keep giving me rocks. No, it's multiple people.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Those crazy people over there praying to somebody on a cross, that's just stupid. Hey, have you seen this rose quartz I've been carrying in my left pocket for the last 14 months, 7 days?
Yeah. And I'm just like...
It amazes me how people are completely blind to pointing finger at someone else for what they're doing, and
they're doing something they're doing the exact same thing, but with a different name on it.
Yeah, with a different thing, different talisman. Yeah, I don't know. I just find that funny.
I find it funny too, but I'm just like, why are you giving me rocks? Why is everyone giving me rocks?
How about gold? Gold's a rock.
Yeah, gold's a rock. Silver's a rock.
A diamond is a rock.
Yeah, but anyway. So that's kind of what... That's what I mean by being petty, is I basically voted with my wallet, went to a competitor of that massage parlor, and someone told me that that place might have some kind of entity or dark demon or whatever inside of it.
All right.
And I'm not 100% sold, but I'm not unsold.
That's right.
Because, it takes a lot to rattle me. It takes a lot to rattle me in one day.
Well, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Sure. No, I understand. These, just from a business sense, the way that people are trying to operate right now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just
can't. Life's beating people up enough right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got to go voluntarily walk through the door of a place that's going to slap you around worse. I don't know. People are kind of fed up with that.
Yeah,
right
I mean, this is the era of the Great Resignation.
Where people it really is.
Yeah, people are just handing in the resignations, hand over fist, so they can go find something better.
Yeah.
Something that pays better or is better, better quality of work. Sometimes that's the key thing. Sometimes, not 100%, sometimes it's not what you get paid, it's the quality of the work.
Definitely.
So, I don't know.
It's crazy to me. I don't understand it entirely.
And plus, I don't understand the whole, I still don't understand how the culture of mistreating your employees as a manager is still around.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still in contact with some of my coworkers from the warehouse I used to work at.
Right.
And... oh my God.
Really?
Oh my God. It didn't stop.
Yeah.
Cause, one poor sumbitch, let's see. First they forced out one employee at the other building and they made me take over her job. And so I had to do my job plus her job.
Right.
That sucked. That's why I left, because they didn't find a replacement.
Right.
Now they're making somebody do my job, her job, and their own job. So now you got one person covering 3 spots.
Yeah.
And the replacement that they did find ain't doing it, and they cut them loose.
Really? Already?
Oh. So I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. And I'm trying to tell my friends that were still there, like, dude, just quit. Just quit. You can make more money as Uber, as like an Uber Lyft driver.
Really?
Because, makes the same amount of money, less hassle.
I guess.
Like my former boss, you've met him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He loves doing it.
Right.
But for some reason, he just won't. Because he's still from that era of the whole 40-hour work week, salary. He just can't, something he can't let go.
It's tough to get out from under that, it really
Correct.
is.
He can't get out from under the structure.
It's just hammered into you.
Uh-huh. And I'm like...
we talked about public education. Public education is not just, indoctrination, it's also domestication.
Correct.
They're creating a workforce.
Yeah, that's the point.
To show up at the right time. And I don't know if... I'm not
saying it's unnecessary, but...
Yeah, right. And I'm not saying this per se is malevolent or any kind of dark intention.
Not quite.
Not specifically, no.
I don't know. I think I would feel better if they ran tests like if they still had the gifted children classes.
Oh yeah, no.
I think if they still had
they
those,
don't do that anymore.
No, they don't. I think if they still did that,
it'll come back because I would imagine what basically happened was everything sunk to, for lack of a better description, everything's lowered to the lowest common denominator.
And then people complained.
And then they needed innovation.
Yes.
And so from the it's like a space program. I have so many memories of my childhood.
Stop sending dicks to space.
So many memories from my childhood of people putting together rockets and firing off rockets.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the
science classes.
It was in the science classes. It was in the media. It'd be in the movies. It'd be in a TV show. There was a lot of mechanical engineering going on about putting a rocket up in the air. I'm sure that had to do with the national space program, putting somebody on the moon in the late 60s.
Oh, of course.
So you watch that spill over. So ultimately,
sure. But that's just kind of. But here's the thing.
Then they had to raise. Then they had to raise the gifted classes, and then so here we are back now again, and
there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's like no cause for anyone to really be educated beyond the basic reading, writing, arithmetic.
Not really.
There's no great scientific discovery like, hey, we figured out how to make superpowers. Let's go. I mean, obviously there's the tech industry, but hey, guess what? You don't have to go to a history class to learn how to fucking code.
No.
And I'm just like, I understand the whole Renaissance aspect of it, where you have all these classes to be better, well-rounded. So people aren't over-specialized. I get that. But do we have to do that every single year of public education and the first 2 years of private education at colleges and universities and shit?
Right. I just think if they had a better process at the secondary educational level, they'd be
correct.
People would be able to figure out what they want to do faster.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why there's a huge disconnect between high school and college.
It happened to me, and I mean, I'm a generation older than everybody here. They just
Gen X.
They just drop you into this herd.
Yeah.
Whether you belong there or not.
Yeah, and I hate that. Like I said, if they still had the gifted kid classes where they obviously picked the kids that were smarter and they were trying to mold them into being the future scientists, politicians, leaders, I'd be okay with it. Obviously there will be some, there will be issues of, if we had the Krellborn class from Malcolm in the Middle. Like the kids in the Krellborn classes obviously they're obviously a bunch of fucking nerds, but hey, guess what? They're about to become future billionaires.
Well,
and they're going to help fund and run the country because they're smarter than everybody else at that damn school. And hey, guess what? We don't really have that an awful lot.
Well, it's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, someone is doing it.
Someone is doing it.
Someone is doing a Krellborn class. In this country. Yeah, that whole gifted kid stuff, they just renamed it and called it something else.
They just pulled it out of public education. It's all in private.
Yeah, it's all in private. And that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. I just feel like if they did more stuff like, Malcolm was basically evaluated and then put in the class.
Right.
I think I would feel better if they did stuff like that, where, it's like the smart kid, but poor family. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like, you don't want to leave those people behind, because what if they cure cancer, or find peace in wars, or develop the next atomic bomb, or whatever?
Yeah.
They just happen to...
I mean, ultimately, you can say that about a lot of...
True.
Different processes that exist today.
No problem.
That,
although, to be fair, that does kind of border on the whole, argument for eugenics, which I am
definitely better leave that alone.
Yeah, we need to leave that alone.
I mean,
because I do have opinions, but they may not be
to a particular level that's already taken place.
Correct.
And
I don't believe in ethnic cleansing, but I do believe in other things, but I don't want to talk about that.
No. But, that sort of thing's coming anyway.
Oh, yeah, I know it is.
It really is.
Yeah, you can see it in healthcare happening.
Oh, absolutely. There's going to be a time when they go, if they do, I guess you can do it, almost can do it now if you can't do it totally in vitro fertilization. I mean, I don't know if this term exists anywhere. Something like a designer egg or designer baby.
I have problems with that.
I do too, to a point, but it doesn't mean that...
No. Well, okay, go ahead.
That the current science isn't allowing
it is there.
people to...
it is there for people who I would say they need it, except it's expensive as fuck.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
No. What? Here's the thing. The two things
I mean,
about
they
that
literally can go in and
genetically change everything.
Everything
down to
while
the
the fetus is in vitro.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% okay
It's
with
crazy.
that. But, well, here's the thing. What I meant earlier by you can see it in healthcare is, I think you've I don't know if you talked about it on the podcast, you probably did, where there's at some point there's gonna be like a person with a clipboard who is a third party to whatever situation is happening in a hospital.
Yeah.
And it started with like an elderly person who was at death's door. They're like 80 or 90 something years old, bedridden.
Right.
And they go through this checklist and decide whether or not that person should be taken off life support or not.
Absolutely.
Beyond whatever the family consents to. Because obviously the family's going to go, we can't let grandma die. I love her. So that's where this third person is going to come in.
Right.
Well, I'm not for it or against it because I do see its place.
Right.
But eventually it can be that slippery slope to where it can lead to where it's not just the elderly people in some kind of critical condition or just any condition really. I think insurance people are starting to do this too.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Where it's like if you're over a certain weight or you hit this point on your BMI.
It's going to trickle down, absolutely.
Yeah, that you have this chronic disorder where somebody with a clipboard is basically going to put a value on your life.
Right.
To decide whether you either need insurance or need medical care or if you're basically just going to get tossed out on the street to essentially die.
Yeah.
With no help. That would also explain part of the resurgence into herbalism, but I'll get into that later.
In medicalese, it's pulling the plug.
Correct.
For lack of a better description.
Indeed. And that's what it is.
And that's what it is.
And the whole thing about the in vitro designer egg stuff, that skeeves me out. Yeah. Not the whole artificial impregnation, because some people, some chicks, they just can't do it.
That's passe right now.
Yeah, sure.
That first happened probably when I was in middle school.
Ugh. Okay. I don't want to know what the fuck they did to do it back
just
then.
The first test tube baby is what they called them.
Yeah. But stuff like that skeeves me out because I don't know if this is real. I hope to God. The story probably isn't real, but I have no doubt in my mind that this has happened at one point or another.
Yeah.
I think the name of the movie and or book is called My Sister's Keeper, where it's like these parents, I think they have like one particular child, a daughter, who develops fucking leukemia at like age 5.
Right.
And they're talking to their doctor about it, saying like, little Susie isn't going to live past age 12. She's going to need a lot of pain.
She needs a donor.
And even then, it may not work because it's aggressive and advanced, and she's like only 5.
Right.
It was probably leukemia, because that's typically the child cancer.
Yes.
As a rule. And then the doctor is like, hey, if you give us like $20,000 or $30,000, we will do this process to essentially make a genetically perfect child to match your leukemia-ridden daughter down to the 9s. Every way, shape, or form, she is genetically perfect as a donor.
Right.
And they fucking did it. They had a kid just so they could extend the life of one child.
Yes.
So essentially, instead of I'm not a parent, and what I'm about to say is going to sound.
It did happen in real life.
Oh.
There was a movie about it. Yes.
Oh my God,
But that has happened.
Fuck. Here's the thing. I'm not a parent, and I get it, but I don't. I don't understand, but I get it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
You obviously don't want to lose your baby.
Absolutely.
No parent worth a damn wants to lose their child.
Yeah. No parent wants to outlive their child.
Correct. That is universal.
Universal.
You know, if you're a parent that is worth a damn, you know, you're not a deadbeat, you're not trying to, do something shady, you do not want to outlive your child.
Nope.
I get that. I don't understand it, but I get it. However, instead of allowing this child to pass from this earth and go somewhere else, if you believe in the afterlife, like, I do.
Okay.
You're making another child who had not consented to any of this.
Nothing. You bring this genetically perfect being into existence. They have not signed any sort of consent forms. They are too young to understand what they're getting involved in. They didn't have a choice in the matter. Nope.
And you're basically forcing the dying child to act as a leech, a parasitic leech, upon this newly formed human being.
Yes.
So instead of allowing one child to suffer, you're making two children suffer.
I think that's entirely possible.
That, to me, has got to be evil.
I can see how someone could get to that conclusion. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, like I said, I get how you don't...
No, I remember the movie about it. And then there was... I can't remember what came first. I think it actually happened.
Yeah, probably.
There was a couple that had a child with leukemia. I don't want to go into how
it works.
How exactly... I think the original case was... They just basically said... Because of the difficulty in finding a match, there was a particular situation. I guess would be true in anything related to DNA.
The donor list was so long. It was something very peculiar.
They said that you'd have a better shot if they had a sibling.
Yeah.
So
then they
parents decided to have another child.
Yeah, they somehow they're like this genetically perfect child. I don't know if they
some
actually
kind of, bone marrow transplant because of leukemia or something like that. And then obviously there was a movie about it. It filtered into popular culture. It was a topic of discussion among people.
Yes.
I even remember. It honestly and truly, what's so crazy about it actually became so prevalent for a period of time that. Someone I knew who had two children in high school. And obviously had her children at a very young age, probably in her 40s. At this time, her children were in high school. She was in her early 40s.
Okay.
And late 30s, early 40s. And she got pregnant by a guy. This is terrible. She got pregnant by a guy. Not that she got pregnant. She got pregnant by a guy, and I considered her a very valuable friend. I really did.
Yes.
And we would still be friends. I just thought she just bullshitted me in a way that I can't really still. I was like, are you trying to what?
Yeah,
she actually got pregnant by this guy she was dating. And, like I said, she had kids that were like, one of them was getting ready to graduate. One was like a junior in high school. The other one was a freshman in high school. And all of a sudden she was pregnant.
Again.
So she tried to lay it off on, she told me some story about one of her kids having some type of disorder. I don't think she mentioned anything as serious as leukemia or something. Oh, no. Her eldest, she had one child. She had three children. The oldest I never met because the oldest, she was from Philadelphia. The oldest had stayed behind in Philadelphia with her dad, and she was like out of high school, early 20s.
Yes.
And she had two other children that were in high school. So all of a sudden she gets pregnant again with her, with
her fourth child.
Her third child being 15 years older than the baby would be.
Yeah.
So she told me that her eldest child, who I did not know and had no way of
Contacting
her, checking the story out. She was having the baby, so the whatever was gleaned from the baby would help save the life of her oldest child. And I just thought, really?
Are you gonna do that, bro?
I just thought when I knew maybe she was telling the truth. I don't know. I do have a tendency to call bullshit fast. I really do. But there was this lack of sincerity in the spirit of what she was saying. And I was
here's the thing.
I can't believe you sat me down and told me this. You could just say, hey, you know what? We got pregnant. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
We'll love this child.
Yes. Here's the thing. If you were told, if I was sat down
right
by someone I know
right
who has a kid already, and she told me she was having kid number whatever, and she told me the story that you just told me, how they just had this other child as basically to act as a donor for the other ones or other one.
Right.
I would be like, okay, number one, I hope you're lying, and I'm no longer your friend because you're a fucking liar for telling me this tall tale.
I don't know. It was.
And hypothetically, if you were telling me the truth and you did have this kid with the sole intention of making them a donor for this other child, I'm going to stop being your friend anyway, and I'm going to call CPS on your dumb ass, because that is abhorrent.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that actually was the very last time we hung out. I mean, we were like family friends.
Yeah.
You know, me and the matriarch would go hang out with her and her kids. I even took her kids to school a couple of times.
Yeah, after that, it's like, no.
We worked together, almost got in business together.
Yeah, after that, it's like, no.
I love her. I mean, she's great. She's always a good friend of mine.
But for fuck's sake.
I just thought, I can't believe you're telling me this.
Yeah. No, I believe in having friends, but you don't have to stay friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the issue I'm having with, my friend.
You can be civil.
Yeah, well, I can be civil.
That doesn't mean you hang out anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
You got to do it sometimes.
Yeah, my friend who had, misread that issue at the massage parlor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on thin ice for various reasons that I don't want to talk about on air because I know it's going to come back to bite me if this gets out.
Yeah.
So.
And you would have to have a long conversation with him to straighten some stuff out. You're just not ready.
Yeah, I'm definitely not ready for that.
It may happen in the future.
Yeah, like I said, I might get back to her in a month, 2 months, 3 months.
Who knows?
Who the fuck knows? All I know is that the situation that has taken place that you have been privy to,
right,
is some bullshit.
Yeah.
And, obviously it's something I want to share on the air.
A little heavy on the meadow muffins, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's left me feeling like I want to throw a toaster at some dumb motherfucker in the face. Just take like a toaster you find at a Goodwill, not even a good brand new toaster.
No.
Just go to like a Goodwill or Salvation Army or Miracle Hill, wherever you're at.
Right.
Go to the electronics section, find the biggest but obviously most broken looking toaster or toaster oven you
What about a waffle iron?
No, that'll kill them. No, I'm talking about something that you can pick up and throw at someone with relative ease, but obviously it looks broken to where you can't use it. And it's cheap. It's like 50 cents for a broken brick. And you find the person that has wronged you.
You're like, wait a minute. Stand right there.
Yeah, hey, can you stand next to that brick wall? Hey, thanks. And then you just yeet the toaster oven at them.
Toaster yeeting.
The toaster will slam into their face, the back of their head into the brick wall, and then you have succeeded in your mission.
All right. Slow clap.
Slow clap. You walk back to your car, the toaster explodes, you don't look at it, you put on your sunglasses because cool guys don't look at explosions.
For some reason, some idiot from 16 Candles is standing there.
Yeah, somewhere, like Molly Ringwald, she just looks impressed as fuck. You take Molly Ringwald in your arms, make out with her, and then you go get ice cream. That's how you end that.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Slow fade out.
Slow fade out into the sunset with your ice cream and Molly Ringwald. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, maybe not Molly Ringwald, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yeah. I know, that's tough.
But you know what? I made the right decision in that context.
Ultimately, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I may or may not. I'll elaborate on it in like a couple of months.
Well, and that's the whole thing. I mean, you get to a point where you're absolutely fed up with the situation. Nothing. If you don't have,
and there was nothing I could do.
If you don't have that much invested,
correct,
or anything invested, then walk.
Yeah, and I did. Yeah, that's just.
If it was your calling, then you want to hang in there and slug it out. Sure, but not.
But if you don't have anything invested in a situation and you know it's going south, and there's somewhere deep in your soul, as much as it hurts you, you know you can't fix it.
Right.
No amount of
that's true with jobs and relationships and all kind of dynamics.
Yeah, no amount of talking, no amount of pleasing or arguing or gift giving or anything will fix it.
No.
You have to leave it alone and walk away.
You got to walk away.
You have to give it to God,
and
the universe, and everything.
You have to give yourself permission, number one, to walk away.
Give yourself permission to walk away and give yourself permission to take it easy on yourself. Be kind.
Not beat yourself up.
Yes.
Because that's, for me personally, that was the toughest thing.
Yes.
It wasn't, sometimes you just, because everybody's like, oh, you can't do it, you're a failure. No.
There was nothing you could do.
It was just not meant for me to be whatever it is, whatever expectation I had of myself.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. Especially in like...
That's trial and error.
Yeah, that's just trial and error. Yeah, my situation is a relationship that ended, like I said, not going into details because I'm still in that phase where I want to throw a fucking toaster at that guy's face, but again, a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, I'll talk about it more.
Sure.
But... I realized at a certain point that, like I said, no amount of talking, no amount of communication, no amount of arguing, gift giving, time spending, nothing was going to fix what was transpiring in front of me.
Right.
And as much as it did hurt, because I'd broken up with people before, and for the most part, I got over it pretty quickly, because at some point I just realized, oh, okay, you're just a piece of shit on the side of my shoe. And I just, hose my shoe off and just keep walking,
Yeah.
This was something, I don't want to say it was serious, but he just wasn't a piece of shit.
Just more involved.
It was more involved.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it did hurt, but I realized that this was beyond my control.
Right.
This was beyond me. And basically, I was inadvertently walking into a bad drama situation that would have ended up poisoning the relationship anyway.
Right.
And poisoning someone else's relationship at the end of the road.
And being naturally wired to be a fixer.
Yes. Yeah, that sucks too. Being a problem solver.
Being a problem solver. Like, hey, if you just did this, blah, blah, blah.
Like, I personally hate the fact that I left because I still have these feelings of I could have said something, I could have done something, I could have taken the initiative, gone over, we would have talked this over.
When you're dealing with another person, you as much as you think you know somebody,
yes,
you don't. And ultimately, I hate to say this, but it's true. You really never do.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
As a rule.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there are times when the process is easier, and honestly, truly, in a relationship, it should not be difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, not that difficult.
No, it shouldn't.
There are always bumps, and
of course,
with people trying to learn to live together.
Yes.
So
no, that wasn't the problem. It's just you realize there's a problem that you can't fix. Now, mind you, I do personally want to, even though I basically have distanced myself from the situation.
Yeah.
I still want to be close enough to where I can watch the dumpster fire explode.
You might have to give that up.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
Look, it's that whole pettiness about me. That part of myself where I know I'm petty and I know I need to leave it alone. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna egg it on. I'm not gonna feed poison into somebody's ears.
Right.
I just want to be a spectator now.
Sure.
Did that make more sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to intentionally fuck with the situation.
They've made their choice. You've made your choice. Yeah, now you're going to stick with it.
Correct.
So,
like, I don't want to
And obviously you're curious.
Yes, I am.
So, ultimately, I guess anybody that does that is really looking for a situation to unfold that allows them to say,
I told you so.
I did the right thing.
Yeah, of course.
But ultimately, what you have to accept is that the decision that you made
is the right decision. On its own.
On its own.
Sure, of course.
Because the evidence, the thing that you would look for to say, I made the right choice.
Yes.
Is not something that is going to happen someday.
Yeah.
It's already happened.
Yes.
And that's why you made the choice in the first place.
Fair enough.
And that's, as human beings, we have a tendency to
search for stuff like that.
But what we actually end up doing is continuing to allow ourselves to stay in a relationship with somebody who technically
doesn't care.
The relationship agreement, the contract is no longer valid.
Sure.
So move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm in the process of it. I'm just like, I want to see the city he lives in burn because of this dumb shit that's happening.
You better not see any toasters in your car.
I know people can't see, but I'm smiling.
No toast allowed. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I know. And here's the thing. Today it's technically day 5. And if I was still feeling this way a month, 2 months from now, I'd think that there's a problem.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's not even been 7 days.
Yeah.
So I'm being kind to myself and allowing me to express how upset I am.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, because it just confused me. It's like his actions didn't line up with his words. And I thought, we were, about the open communication, but apparently no. Because I've told him, if there's a problem, you need to tell me. Don't drop hints.
Your level of communication might be a little more advanced.
I guess it was.
Your concept of it.
I guess it was. Sometimes I have to communicate to people via, writing them a letter or sending them an email or a text. Because it's for me, it's a lot easier to write what I need to say versus speak it. But that's still communication.
It is.
I'm not trying to subvert it or be nasty by doing it. That's just how I talk if I really need to tell you something.
Right. So you can pull it back up and read it a couple of times.
Correct.
Instead of just in one ear and out the other.
Yeah. You can't escape it.
Why are you yelling? Because I've already said this 3 times. That's why.
Yeah. Damn it, Dave.
I just figured maybe there's something wrong with your hearing.
Ugh.
That's why I'm yelling.
Anyway.
I've already told you.
Anyway. So that's basically where I am personally. I am, this was the first morning I woke up and I didn't feel an ache in my chest.
That's cool.
Because I felt that the past couple of days.
You have to make new memories.
I am making new memories. Hence why I made the appointment at the competing massage parlor.
You have to make new memories.
I decided, hey, this place is really pricey, and I bet rich people go there.
All right.
Let's go for a rich person.
That's right.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
That's also technically the career I'm in, too.
Yeah, ultimately.
Where it's like, oh, I get to be around the rich people. Yes.
Networking.
working, getting them to shape up,
Sure.
being friends with them. Because you got to surround yourself with successful people.
To be successful.
To be successful, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, you know what? I have decided I'm going to live my best life by, incrementally, and then at some point altogether, one day, do these little things like, once a month I'm going to go get like a really good ritzy massage and,
I'm going to treat myself.
Gonna treat myself. I'm gonna go to the mountains. I'm gonna go to the forest. Haven't made it to the beach yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Going to the beach is a process for me.
Yeah.
Like, I can just go to the mountains and I can come back with relative ease.
Right.
Going to the beach, it's a little far away, so you gotta plan it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna stay, like, for me, I want to stay at the beach. I want to stay at the mountains, too, but not for very long. I can spend a whole week at the beach and never want to leave. I think 2 days on the mountain is good enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless I had a lot of gum to, for the popping of the ears.
Ear popping.
Yeah, the ear popping.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. I would have to take gum with me if I was going to have an extended stay in the mountains. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, that's basically what I've just decided to do. I'm going to be doing all of these, it's like, I am living my best life. Look at how many massages I'm getting, more than the average person. Because there was a period of my life where I didn't do shit like that at all.
Didn't reward yourself.
I didn't reward myself.
Yeah.
I just hunkered down, put my nose to the grindstone, and just beat that horseshoe until it fit.
Right.
And I've got a car that's 100% paid off. I have the ability to go places because that car's got some really good gas mileage on it.
It does.
If there is one good thing that came out of my previous relationship, it's that he got me to reward myself.
Cool.
Because he and we traveled, like went out of state, like to the middle of the state even.
Right.
It sucked, that one trip, but it got me out of my comfort zone. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So, that is one good thing that I will say that came from this relationship is he got me to get out of that mode of I always have to be working on something. I always have to be in the structure in order to be successful.
Right.
So, that did help.
And you're getting a nice break right now.
And I'm getting a nice break right now. You
earned it.
I have. I'm very happy about it. Like, for realsies. Yeah, one of these days, one of my future plans, once I acquire the ability to do it and not have to worry about the bank statement.
Sure.
I'm gonna go to, like, one of the most ritziest hotels in town, and I'm gonna do like a little staycation.
Oh, I got you.
Where it's like they got like the big jacuzzi tub. I can take a bubble bath. They give me mimosas. That is the stipulation. Is I want mimosas.
Room service.
Room service. Someone else cleans my room. Someone else cooks my food. I don't have to fend for myself for at minimum 2 days, maybe 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't have to worry.
No. Works for me.
Yeah. They got like an in-house spa. I'm not going to a place where there's a casino because that's stupid.
I don't recommend it.
No.
Oh.
So, yeah. That I have decided that I have had enough. I will work hard at my job just so I can have the ability to just take off whenever the fuck I want. Like my personal trainer.
Yeah.
Who is a good person. He's taking off for 4 months to Colorado because he can.
That's cool.
Yeah, he is my role model.
Right.
He is, and I told him, like, dude, because of the fact that you just have the ability to just go somewhere at minimal notice, you just have to call, like, a couple of people that you're training.
Yeah.
that, hey, I'm going out of town, I have to catch you later, don't worry about it, get some rest.
Sure.
Like, I would use that excuse of, hey, get some more rest. Because you always need rest when you're training.
Sure.
And he just fucking goes to the beach, goes on a cruise, or goes to the mountains, or he's going to Colorado for 4 months because he can.
Yep.
That is what I want, personally. Yeah, it's not that I don't want to work.
You gotta get out of that time clock mentality.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that I don't want to work. It's not that I can't work. Because I'll get bored if I don't do anything.
Sure.
But I want to have the ability to go, hey, I'm fucking leaving. Did that not seem fair?
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't try to stop me.
Yeah, don't stop me. Legit, don't stop me. I'm tired. I need a reset. I'm gonna go somewhere else with different scenery, and then I just do it.
See ya.
Yeah, bye. I'll see you next week. I'll see you next Monday. You're leaving on a Tuesday. I don't care.
That's right.
Because that's
what I do.
That's what I'd want to do. That's what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
I am in a career where I can just do it like that. Because I'm now a trainer too. I just gotta, work up the clientele. Which shouldn't be hard.
It'll work.
Yeah. I will talk to people. I'll hand flyers out. Hand out business cards. They're making me business cards.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'll just be like, hey, I know how to do stuff.
Yeah.
I can't say I drink and I know things because you're not supposed to drink alcohol, but I know things. So,
no, alcohol doesn't have anything to do with knowing things.
No, but it's
I know a bunch of people
it's
that
that
don't know anything, and
oh yeah,
all they are is alcohol.
No, I know. It's that Tyrion Lannister line. I drink and I know things. Same thing with Gandalf. Gandalf literally just smokes pot and he knows things.
He knows things.
Yeah. So, I've decided I'm gonna start living my best life. And out of spite. Because originally I was going to do it to be like, oh, freedom. No, this previous relationship, I'm now going to be like, I'm going to do this out of spite.
What is, used to be this T-shirt in muscle magazines, and it had a hooded executioner with a big axe on it, and it was all black and silhouette, and the caption on the shirt was, living well is the best revenge.
That's it.
That's it.
I want that shirt then. Or at least I want a shirt that says that.
Living well is the best revenge.
That is ever since the breakup, that has been my motto. Living well is the best revenge.
It really is.
So it used to be, I'm going to live my best life because I deserve it. And I think I've earned it. I've worked hard enough. No, you don't get the nice reason. I'm now going to be living my best life, doing the best I can as a personal trainer, doing the best I can to support my family, and at least one friend who has helped save my mentality from the previous job. I'm doing that out of spite, motherfucker. Because living well is the best revenge.
Living well is the best revenge.
And I am about to pass out, and I gotta use the toilet.
There's a lot of carbonation in that soda.
Yeah, I'm not used to drinking soda anymore. I mean, I'll pop one every now and again because I just get the craving for it.
Oh, so you're jacked up on high fructose corn syrup right now.
Yes, I am. I am. Yeah, I don't drink sodas that often anymore.
No.
I'll every now and again when I get a craving for it, but after that, it's like, nah, not something I consume on the daily. Except for yesterday when I just had a bunch of cheer wine. I was like, yes, I'm happy.
Yeah.
All right, you got anything to add? Because I know I just kind of, I'm just like,
no, you
fucking spite.
You needed to get it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I am. Living well is best revenge out of spite, motherfucker. All right, so I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. I just gotta make sure.
Yeah.
Because I read the line and that's it.
No worries.
All right, well, That's it, folks. I was your host, Bel-E.
And I was your co-host, Mr. Scratch.
And we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Goodbye.
Bye.